Hey, have you noticed I haven't been working on this project? Because I sure have. Oh my god, I am just... Something needs to change. Okay, so this is just a thing that happens with me. I start a project and I'm all excited about it, and then I start to care about it. And then I stop. It's not a conscious stopping. It's not something I want to do, but I get all gummed up because now it has to be good. And I just abandon it. And for the last 6 months, this project actually started in January. I didn't tell you guys that because I didn't want to work on it and I kept not doing it. So for the last 6 months, I have just been in a little Scooby-Doo shaped hell of my own making, and it's driving me insane. But it's not just Scooby-Doo. Oh, I also have, I have Pirate Hell, I have Art Museum Hell, I have Mars Hell, Constellation Hell, 6 or 7 different superhero hells, some of which have united into like their own little cinematic universe of my personal torment. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple. And like those are just projects I've like actively worked on. That's not even like that, oh, wouldn't it be nice to like do this or that or the other thing? I need to find a way to not do this. So, what is getting in my way? Well, a bunch of things. I keep going back and forth between, okay, every time I open YouTube or TikTok, somebody that I follow is quitting because social media is hell, and that's not like helping. But also just the YouTube is a big project. It's a much bigger project than TikTok, and I'm not great with the lighting or the editing, and I gotta record the sound separately, and like, you know what? It's fine though. It's gonna be fine though. Also, maybe a deeper thing, I keep kind of obsessing over like whether or not I want to be a YouTuber or be a TikToker to begin with. And like that's silly because that's not my problem. My problem is this video that I'm making right now. I am sometimes really good at seeing the big picture, but a lot of times that gets in my way because then I feel like I'm tackling the whole thing at once. So rather than trying to make a YouTube video, I am trying to make the whole series of the Scooby-Doo project, and then also the project after that, and the project after that, and have it have, I don't know, some kind of unified brand or whatever. And I do that with my writing too. Instead of being like, I'm gonna play around with my silly Scooby-Doo movie for half an hour, I'm like, I need to make the whole thing right now, and it all has to be perfect and make sense from the start. And that's the thing. I am a really bad perfectionist, and it's something I know about myself, but knowing it has yet to help me find some ways around it. Last weekend, I made a blueberry pie, and when I was putting the berries into the crust, I realized, I don't have a ton of berries, so this would actually look better in my smaller pie pan. So I dumped the filling out, took the pie crust out of its pie pan, and put it all back together in a different pie pan. This took like an extra 45 minutes that I could have spent playing with my dog. But no, it had to be perfect. So, you know that saying, done is better than perfect? I don't believe that. I have realized. Like, intellectually, I understand, like, that's a good position to be coming from, and I would like to be the kind of person who can do that. I think that is a good mentality. But I have realized that deep down in my gooey center, I don't believe that. I would rather see these projects that I have started and loved and abandoned, I would rather see them perfect than see them done, which is why they are not done. And I don't want to be like that anymore. So I am finishing this goddamn Scooby-Doo project, okay? Because it's the thing stopping me from moving on to other projects. And, oh, Rachel, if you're making you so miserable, why don't you just quit? I've tried so many times. You know what happens when I quit? And first of all, like, quitting is fine. If you're not enjoying something, you can let it go. You don't have to. Like, that's fine. But every time I quit a writing project, which happens fairly regularly, then I calm down. So like that week, I'm like, I'm free. I have no expectations of myself anymore. This is great. You know what I'd like to do with my time? Write. And they come right back. So I think it is an anxiety thing and a fear-based thing, and not that I actually don't want to spend my time working on these projects. So I'm going to give this Scooby-Doo thing one more go, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. So like, the lighting is what it is, and the sound is what it is. And should I be recording next to a brick wall for audio purposes? Probably not. But oh well. And I also have one more, I don't want to say trick because I'm not sure it's going to work. I went to Michael's. Because if you're anxious or depressed, you can just buy your way out of it at the craft store. Don't you know that? Yesterday, I went to Michael's because I've gotten it in my head. One of the other things that has been stopping me from making these videos is I would love for this to be, like, you know, those like the process videos. It's like ASMR cooking or painting or bookbinding, and they're just like gentle and delightful, and a lot of times there's not even talking, and it's just, I find those very pleasant and calming to watch, and that is what I would like this project to be, like a pleasant place to spend time, both for me and for you. But you know what? I'm not like that. I'm incredibly chaotic, and my writing process is chaotic, and it's a mess. I mean, look at my desk. It's another thing. Every time I want to record, I gotta clean up my desk. Ugh, no, it's fine. This, we're gonna see what it turns into. That's the whole thing with writing. You can start yourself out on the best foot possible, but at some point you just have to see where it takes you. Yet for some reason, I refuse to see where this video project takes me, or see where this Scooby-Doo project takes me, and like see what they evolve into. I want full control. And I can't have that. That doesn't work. So one of my many sort of interests, or something I've been circling around for a while, have you ever seen those like really big fiber art wall hangings? They're like mixed media fiber art, and maybe there's like knit and crochet and macrame and embroidery and various, okay. And they're like giant, and they hang on the wall. So I really love those because I find them very beautiful in their imperfections. Like they're very organic shapes. There's clearly no pattern or anything. And while I'm sure the artists making them are quite skilled in their fields, I think if I were to try to make one, it would only come out badly. And I think that might be good for me. So, in addition, I think, to the corkboard, like I had for the Ultron remix, I'm going to attempt to visualize this whole process by making a weird, chaotic, ugly, messy fiber art thing. And I'm hoping that by having something physical like that to work on in conjunction with the writing, I will A, be motivated to keep working on it because now there's yarn all over my wall. Be able to see my progress as the story comes together, and also just like, I hope it will keep reminding me that it's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be a mess. There is no pattern, there is no plan. I just need to let it unfold by itself. So, Okay, we're gonna do this.